Hello and welcome to Pem's Gaming. Here today we have Farming Sim 17 and we are going to show you a first look at Coldborough Park Farm. What to make of this one? I think we'll start off with having a look around our farm.
Well, Farm 1.
Or Farm 1, which we'll get into what we mean by that later on in the game. Now, could this just be a fueling station or could it just be an object?
As I said, it's an object. If you look at the map, it's a fueling sign.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is one of your many outbuildings. Nice.
That'll be your house.
Nice farmhouse. Which is not bad. This I don't quite understand.
Can you go in it?
No.
Oh.
It looks like it's open, but
get your torch out.
It's actually, you can't physically walk into it, so. But that's
Can you easily pick a truck into it?
No, well, if you can't walk into it, you can't get anything into it, can you?
Good point.
Next, along the top, we have storage sheds and the refueling station, which is the same as.
That's the pit next to it?
I'm not. I think this could be the silage.
But walk into it.
It could be no.
No, it's not. It's just storage.
Yeah. More storage sheds.
Yeah, with a vent in it.
Is it a vent? No. It's.
We'll jump in it quickly. No, done.
This is the douche far. Nice big storage sheds there. And then here we have the offloading for your silos.
But you can't put your silos in a way by looking.
No, I think.
Wait, is that things next to them? Pallets.
Where now? Here.
Oh no, those are just crap.
Yeah. There's quite a lot. Maybe I've got a feeling that it's an unlimited, like,
storage.
Farming Sim 15, yeah. I don't think there's a number on storage. And then obviously here's the loading bay to then get your crop in.
Crop out, crop in, crop out, crop in.
Another great size storage shed. No light switch though, but we have lights. Although it could trick us and they could put it on the outside. No lights. Next along the line we have
more rubbish.
Yeah, more farm junk. A sprayer, which is unusual to have. We don't really have sprayers, do we?
No, but it's just tiny.
Yeah. Next we have.
Looks like more rubbish.
I think this could be the buying point for your seeds. For lots of things. And then next along here we have a cedar, which is a decent size. I imagine if they've given us a sprayer, this isn't going to be a fertilizer as well.
Well, there's no one on the back for it to be.
No. That's another big storage shed, which is pretty handy. A standard cultivator again.
Why didn't they put the cultivator in the same shed? Why put things in one of the shed at a time?
Not a clue. This space here
is pointless.
Yeah, unless depends what you park in this space. Depends what you can get access here. But said yeah.
That's you put your sprayer.
Yeah. What else have we shown you for around the top here?
Well, we haven't gone onto the tractor.
No, let's go into this shed here. We have another storage shed. We have a plough, which is a 4-thrower plough again, and a case 1455. Along here we have more outbuildings.
And then you combine.
This is nice outbuilding.
That'll probably be good for your pickup truck, don't it?
Yeah. Oh, this looks pretty tidy and neat and new.
No, I don't.
I imagine this would be your water.
I would love it if all that is rubbish.
So, from what I'm gathering, folks, this looks like there's an on-site water pump. Warning, not drinking water.
I would still love it if these just objects.
These.
You're just talking like an idiot.
Well, no, it says H2O tank, so there's your water tanks.
Instead, I would just love it if you're wrong. These just like
this is probably just an object. Here's your fertilizers. whether they're the refilling points or they just objects again.
Well, go and get a spray right now.
We should have a look, and then over here, which is a nice little shed.
And workshop.
Workshop. How goes the detail in there? Oh,
Well, it's better than your selection tools.
actually, yeah.
But you can see they've just copied and pasted.
Yes, it doesn't look. They got ratchet spanners. I could do with some of them. And your combine harvester looks like it's having some work being done to it.
That's a pretty decent combine though.
It is. It hasn't given you a trailer though.
Yeah, but it's probably small enough to fit on the right side of the road. It's fine.
That's it. And then you got your light switch again. Well, that's the farm. Which is nice. And it's surrounding fields. Fields. So this is
They're
one
pretty big.
of the farms. Yeah, so the maps are pretty decent size actually. And so are the fields. And then you actually start off with quite a lot of fields. 23, which is your spawned field. So anything that you reset will end up in field 23.
Still the furthest point from the farm.
Yes, but now 23 is actually a grass field also. And on this farm, you can hire a worker to mow your lawn.
Your lawn?
Your lawn, your grass.
Makes sense.
Well, let's just stick with that. And as you can see on the map, there's 3 circles. You've got blue Coldborough Farm, red being Chantry Farm, and yellow being Yatton Ridge Farm. Now, obviously, Coldborough Park Farm is where you can store all your vehicles and you empty. It's where all your silos are based. This is where the farmhouse,
So it's your crop farm.
yeah, pretty much. This is where your farmhouse is based. Is it Chantry Farm is where your sheep and your cows are based.
By looking, yes.
Which is where I tend to base most of my stuff from.
Yeah, because you're a bad farmer.
And then you've got your chickens and your pigs over at Yatton Ridge Farm.
So, pick up and let's go to Yatton.
If you like
Oh, we missed that. Oh, wait, that's in one of the advanced,
not see this here. No.
Where's that?
Yes, it is. We have now flown over to Chantry Farm, and
Nice front end loader.
we have jumped in a Massey Ferguson 56010 with a provided front loader and a pallet fork, which is very nicely done.
There's no tractor behind it.
Oh, where do we see that?
But in the shed.
Yes, we have the New Holland.
With a baler.
I always forget what this New Holland is. It's the 8340, which is a nice little tractor. Not a lot of horsepower, but it's okay for pulling.
Is that the cell point next to it?
This is actually a sell point for your straw and your hay, which
That's
is
really bad.
It is in the way. Next along the line here we have the round baler, which is a nice added feature.
Well, this is a cow, right?
Yes,
There's the mower.
we're over now in the dairy farm. This is your chaff, your chuffy chaff pit.
Silage pit, yeah.
Yeah, which as you said earlier, it was grass. No, that was in the other video. Sorry.
That's that needs a little mower.
More sheds. Another back mower. And then this is what I really like. This is your obviously the
Cattle shed, yeah.
cattle shed, which you can open all the doors.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Can you scrape them out then?
Yes. On Goldcrest Valley, obviously you have to clean that bit in front of the croft. Now this is where you'll be cleaning.
All right.
Now when I was setting this up, I was trying to figure out how we feed and how we
Oh, it goes in there.
deliver. Yes. No, but when you to put the straw bed in,
Do you dump it in here?
no, you need to use this gate. when you're doing your straw bedding, this is where you offload.
That is tight.
Yes. Now, obviously, there's only certain tractors you can actually get through here. Because I tried offloading it in here and it was just dumping it on the floor. It wasn't actually offloading it as bedding.
It might be easier just to like bring in a bale fork and bale.
What I actually did is if you get a small enough tractor like that New Holland or that Massey Ferguson and get the bale shredder, it'll just chuck it. And that works as long as you open obviously the other door at the end. But I think it is a nice feature. So you've got light switches again. You can't.
You love your light switches, don't you?
I do love my light switches. You can't open these, which is.
Well, half of them's open.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We have another gate here. Oh, have I just closed? No, there we go. So you got the milking parlour, which just comes out onto the field. And that's obviously you back into the shed again.
But obviously, if they come in now, they can get escape from any direction.
That's it. So here's the field. This is where you put your grass.
Oh, so you can mow this one as well then?
No, yeah. So this is where you put your grass. This is where you put your water. And yes, this is quite a decent sized field actually. And it is all fenced off. There's no way for them to escape, unlike other farms. There's a fence here.
By what I just saw, they can walk through it.
Yes. No, they can't walk through this fence. No.
They can.
I can't even walk through this one. Oh, okay. I can walk through it.
So they must be able to.
No. So this is not a bad field size actually. Nice all fenced off with your gates.
Well, this looks like it's just a standard field. Oh, but there's an actual gate.
Yes. Now you can't see. I was expecting you could put some feed in this, but you actually can't. It's just an object.
What's the point of putting a round feeder in if you can't read?
I think it's just to make it look pretty decent. If we open these gates here. Oh.
Hey.
There we go. Nice little gates there. So yes, we're back on here. If we show you the sheep.
But there's another farmhouse. So you're wrong about a farmhouse?
Well, there was two. There was two farmhouses. I think this is the main farmhouse.
But you just said everyone was a main farmhouse.
Yeah, vice versa. I suppose it depends. Another water tank, and obviously this will be your liquid.
Liquid manure.
That's it. Or your fertilizer. Your fueling. So you've got 2 refueling bays in both your farms.
So what's this? This is sheep, is it?
Yes. Now this is your sheep, which is quite crammed. Obviously this is where you put your feed. This is where you put your water. And they come off the field through here. And yes, you can go into the field and you can mow. You can bale.
I like that you can mow because like you can start your. Say you start off with either sheep or cows, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you can just use the other fields instead of buying grass.
So you've got it here, which is nice.
We've got to see if we get a worker in this field.
I think it would be hard to get a worker in this field with objects like this.
It'd be funny.
You can't get around. And then your this is where your pallets get dropped off.
So how do you get in there? This gate.
Through the gate. So obviously that's where your pallets will spawn. And your your drop off
is there
for the cattle.
The cow?
The cattle.
The cattle?
Pigs.
Pigs.
Sheep.
There we go.
Sheep.
Is it? It's in like a gateway.
I think it's.
Well, it says go to the gateway. It's the yellow box.
And this is where you drop. Oh, it is. It's the same one. Okay. No, I was expecting it to be 2 different places. One for your pallets, one to drop off the sheep. But it looks like this is the same place as where you would drop them off and pick up your pallets. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we talked about all that. So we've gone through the tractor, Massey Ferguson, which is not bad. And then we're coming over here to the manure pit. and then your slurry. And obviously,
Wow.
this is obviously fenced off again.
But cow can walk through the fence, yeah?
Yeah. So if we hop into the Massey Ferguson, I'll quickly show you.
But there's a tractor up the infield. Your farm.
No, I'll quickly show the spawn
Alright.
field, which is literally it's just around the corner. It's not far, so you come through
Well,
here.
why don't you just spawn the tractor there and then you can be like, hey, look.
Wow, quickly drive over there, wouldn't it? Makes it looks. So this is one of your fields, which is grass field, which is field 22.
Cannot wait for you to go there and do wrong.
Decent sized field. So you can now hire workers on Coldborough Park Farm.
That's how you tell you where the farm is.
Yes. And here is your spawn field. This is where you spawn all your vehicles. Like so. If I quickly reset this tractor. There we go.
You was right.
So it all resets in this field here. Another thing about this map is, although you could have your traffic set to on, there's actually no traffic. I don't know whether that was, it's,
Well, yeah, that'd be a creator's choice.
yes. But it said there's no actual traffic at all.
That's better.
Well, I like having traffic to make it a bit more realistic.
I don't. They just generally hit my combine.
Yes. Another good thing I'd like to point out as well is on this farm, the trees are real.
What are you trying to say?
Well, on other modded games,
Won't be mad.
maps, trees aren't real. But here, every tree surrounding your farm can be cut down
And another farm.
and other farms can be cut down and processed, like so.
One of these days you're going to cut a tree at the bottom.
Yeah. So the shop. I'm not keen on the shop.
I like this shop because it's got the shop here and then the markers behind it.
Yes, but when you come to buy something in the shop, it parks the items along here. Now, if you've got a trailer, to get a tractor in and hitch up without hitting the fence is pretty difficult.
You just hit it at an angle and move it and then hook it up.
Yeah, you can do it that way. So we've got parking spaces, which is nice.
Of course you like your parking spaces.
Yeah, and this is what I like as well. When you cut a separate building for customization and selling, so you literally you could just park it up straight on the ramp. You know, like good old days.
Good old bays.
Good old bays, good old days.
I didn't say that.
Parking there, and along here, obviously we've got the shop. Coming in to,
You need to walk around.
yeah, we need to walk around. This is where the basically the cattle market is. Random basketball hoop. Not sure we have.
But if you get bored buying, you go and play. On a hard day, long day, buy a quick game of basketball.
Suppose, but I think
No.
it's a bit.
If you and someone is in a bit of war and you can't decide who's going to win, settle on a basketball court.
True. But here is your cattle market for your cows.
It's called a marsh.
Sheep. And this, I imagine, would be your pigs, or maybe vice versa.
Well, I think it's going to be in any.
Well, yeah. Also, from the shop, we have the selling point. Now, on Coldborough Park Farm, the selling point is all in one place, and it is all over here. So I imagine you can. This is where you can buy your seeds as well, your fertilizer, water,
That's terrible, isn't it?
more fertilizer. But basically, you can sell it all in one place.
But is it in one place to sell? That means there's no great demand.
No, I suppose not.
Wait, why isn't even a wall pointers here?
So this is where you can sell it well. So it's all in one
But
place.
it's so far from the sheep.
It is, yes. But I think it's good that it is all in one place, I suppose. So you're not
But
going.
it makes more sense to be in like the centre of the map.
I suppose. I think this is just like a storage shed.
What's that supposed to do with water?
Yeah, and then this is where
The crops.
which is where you sell absolutely everything. I think it'd be good as well if you could also not just sell it, buy it. You know, for feeding cattle.
No.
No?
No. That'd be bad. What sort of farm? Hey, I'm a farmer. Look at me, I'm buying crops.
You know, like say during the winter or a natural disaster where a farmer's field flooded and he needs stuff to go on.
Well, I mean, the farming community do help each other when that sort of stuff happens.
That is also fair, but I think for sheep and all, not necessarily sheep, but like for the pigs, say you needed something, I think it'd be a nice option to have. Not necessarily that
But
everybody
you don't
would-
need to go and give the pigs everything, just some things.
I suppose, not like as if everybody
Is
would.
that the ATM to get money?
I think it's a fake ATM.
That's fake.
Yeah.
So where'd you get it done from? Is it just the online? The pause button?
No, I would imagine you'd be able to get it from here as well, from the shop. We're looking out for the ATM.
So that's a sell and buy point.
Do we have an ATM?
Can't see one.
I don't think we have an ATM, folks. I think it's literally you've got to go into your options menu.
That's a bad one.
No, there's no on-site ATM. I don't even think sell vehicles.
There's nothing listed on the key.
No. So we have no ATM, which I think it's probably like 21st century now. Everyone's doing online banking, mobile banking.
I don't.
You could class it as that in a way, I suppose.
I mean, I need the ATM.
Well, you're old-fashioned though.
Yeah.
Um,
Alright, to the last one.
to the pigs.
Like the one I'm sitting next to. Way.
Also, we have selected forests all around the park. The green,
park?
the map. Sorry, like the one next to Field
How are you
8.
playing?
See that? So whenever you can see, it says there's on the key it says timber forests, and you can see the letters in the areas where they would be.
Two.
I think there's 3, I believe. You've got, well, the one at the top.
34 and 19 is the ones I've got to T.
Okay, but then I think, yeah, because
But when we get up there, we'll have a look.
I'm pretty sure all the tree-looking areas, like this one here, you could forest as well. On this kind of land,
You probably can, but I'm just saying, they say the T is forest.
yeah.
There's 2
But obviously, all trees can now be harvested. There aren't a select trees that you can harvest, etc. As we'll go through. I think we are coming up to the sawmill.
Yes.
Is it sawmill we're coming up to?
Not going to sawmill and biogas.
And like this as well, all the roads are windy. So here we have the sawmill and the biogas power plant. So here I imagine would be your silage. Obviously,
Well, this is biogas. Yeah, sawmill is nothing to the
cell point here.
Yeah.
Liquid slurry, or your digester, or digestate, whatever it's called. Over here then, we have the sawmill, which is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it's different from.
It is definitely different.
Where's the wood chip though?
Good question.
Is it the same cell point?
It could be. It could be.
It says wood and timber.
Okay. It could. Okay, that
Right.
wouldn't necessarily be a big issue if there's no wood chips.
Let's get going to the field. Wow.
Let's get going to the pigs. Yeah, I think it's Herefordshire. Herefordshire that it's based on.
Yeah.
So here we go, Yatton Ridge Farm, which is I like this. I've not actually been up here before. Nice storage shed there, which is once again pretty decent size. There's lots of storage sheds on these farms. We
You
have
then went over chickens to get into the farm.
we have wild chickens. So we don't actually own this field next to us here,
That's weird.
which is fine because we all have got quite a lot anyway.
So where's the chicken coops? Oh, like they're there. I'm guessing the eggs spawn in the coop.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's
So-
some there now.
So you start off with 1 or 2 eggs. And I believe as well, Coldborough Farm does the golden nuggets. Yes. Now this is quite a surprise. Nice big shed.
What, the big shed is the strides and not really.
No, I think like because we have got a lot of store sheds at the moment, but to have more is pretty good. Your liquid slurry. Obviously, this would be the
Buy point. Oh, buy point, put in point.
yeah, the buy point and the delivery point for your pigs.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad shed there. And then here's which is pretty decent size again. Can we open the gate? No. Didn't think we could anyway.
This is a pretty good map. And
I actually like a massive slurry pit. Manure pit.
can you open that shed? Oh,
Yeah, of course. So in here, this would be an ideal shed to store your corn.
Yeah.
Pigs use a lot of corn, so this would be an ideal shed to store your corn.
Well, again, you haven't got many places to actually put stacks. So
I suppose not, no. And then obviously another shed here, which you could store. What was the other highest crop? You had corn was 50%.
don't know.
And
There was only a way to look.
there we go. Pigs. Yeah, 25%, which is wheat or grain. So what I would do is I'd have corn in this one, and I'd have your grain in this one, so it'd be your wheat, and then whatever else in this one. Then another 2 looks like.
But you can't get anything in there.
No.
Oh, wait. You can in this one, you can go around the side.
I suppose you could.
Yeah, you go in here.
Yeah, so you could store another crop in there, and just conveyor belt it out.
Well, I would use a loader.
Yeah, you could use a loader. Or, well, you've also got these 2 big sheds, or these 1
Yeah,
big
but
shed.
you still need storage for vehicles.
That's it.
So I need that. Here,
So another fueling station.
there's your pit.
That's another silage pit.
Yeah, all pigs. Don't pigs need silage?
No,
Don't they go on the thing?
no.
Oh no.
So in each of the farms, you have a refueling station and a silage pit, and obviously your manure. Another field, which we don't own. Quite a small, niche little field. And then we've got another farm building, which is nice
farmhouse.
Farmhouse, farm building, yeah.
But you could have parked to get pig in there, right? Look at that chicken.
We have a chicken and a vehicle. So this is Coldborough Park Farm. I think we've covered most things. As I said, you can now obviously hire a worker to cut your grass, cut down trees, and we own pretty decent sized fields.
Yeah, like field 9 I'm not happy with. That's for a grass field, that's way too big. By looking at grass.
No. Now, that is another thing as well. From looking on the map, it looks like all the fields are grass. No, they're not. The only fields that we have grass are 22 and 23.
Then why are those fields yellow?
I don't know. So that is the only... Now, field 4 is a field full of corn.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Well,
2...
that's a tiny field, so
I think
fine.
2 is wheat. I think 9 is barley.
Well, if you went into the setting, what do they say? Onto the map? No, that back one.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, we have...
Wheat.
We have wheat in field 9, we have barley in field 2, so 22 is grass, 23 is grass, 8 we have canola, what else have I mentioned? So number 4 is sunflowers, 7 we have barley again. So you have got a mixture of crops to start off with, which is pretty decent, and you could possibly just do the pigs. But yeah, this is Coldborough Park Farm, and we are Pems Gaming, and we are out.